Let's check some clips out.
Oh, but L, why are men so afraid of rejection? Oh, but L, why are they so afraid of rejection? Blah, blah, blah. Because they have inflated egos and they have low self-esteem, girl. They're insecure. You really think that an insecure person who believes that everything that someone tells them is the truth, you really think that they would take rejection lightly? Yeah, girl, absolutely not. I see a lot of women asking people in general, like why men can't take rejection. Oh, rejection's a natural part of life, which it is. And it's because most men under a patriarchal system are going to be insecure as hell. Think about it, right? Although the patriarchy mostly benefits men, that's why they still continue to uphold it, they still get some downsides from living in a patriarchal society. Feeling entitled to women, feeling as though they need to compete with other men, feeling as though they need to impress other men. It's all very simple once you start to think about it. Honestly, ladies, you shouldn't even be worrying about the men that don't take rejection lightly, because that's not the kind of man that you want in your life anyway. A man that cannot take rejection is a man that is insecure, has a fragile ego, and feels entitled to women's attention. Peace and love.
You know what? I said it, right? I said this before. Women that says patriarchy, women that says a God-fearing man, women that says toxic masculinity, right? What else? What else triggering words? Just a whole bunch of these hot button words are fucking red flags. They're red flags. But here's the thing: I find the audacity, the entitlement that women that don't approach men have the audacity to criticize men on their insecurities, right? Their fear of rejection, scared of rejection. Yet you don't have the fucking guts to approach a man. So you have the audacity, the entitlement to insult men about fear of rejection. I find that fucking hilarious. That's the that shit right here. This is why men don't want to deal with women, right? It's the entitlement. It's the audacity. It really is to me. And then to say that the patriarch, all that other shit is like fucking. Again, this is why men are tired of the feminist bullshit. Men are tired of the feminism bullshit. They are. Women like this are just disgusting, right?
The reason some men hate women is actually really, really simple and uncomplicated, and I'm going to break it down for you. There are two reasons that are really interconnected about why a lot of men really dislike women. The first reason some men dislike women is that they have been conditioned their entire life to not.
Can you be surprised, right? Another woman with a septum ring, and her topic is men hating women. No surprise there.
Not be a girl. Don't be a pussy. Don't cry. You're a girl. You're a whatever other, homophobic / homoerotic fucking things men say to each other. And the worst thing you can do as a man, as a boy, is to act anything like a girl. And what our society equates as girlhood is crying and emotions and expression, right? It's not just the challenging, crying, crazy emotions like they like to say. It's also joy and reverence and dancing and singing and expression, right? And so that part of them, because everyone has this part, everybody has a masculine and a feminine part in some capacity. And because they have been trained to essentially dehumanize themselves and try to imprison the feminine energy inside of them, when they see.
I think one of the most dangerous propaganda, right? That feminism have been spewing, right? One of the most dangerous propaganda that feminists has been spewing, that men have both feminine and masculine energy. I find that fucking shit. I find that shit toxic. I find that shit absolutely feminist propaganda. I really do, right? I really do. Because I just find it really stupid. I really do.
See a woman or a gay person, God forbid it's a gay person or a trans woman, expressing themselves in a feminine way, a little part of them gets very, very, very uncomfortable, and I would even say envious, because human nature is to express. Human nature is to take your authentic energy and put it out into the world. And most men cannot do that because they have been so conditioned out of their own self-energy because of white supremacist patriarchy. Now, the other reason why some men hate women is that within this patriarchal structure.
Here's the stupidness, right? Here's the stupidness why I believe men are more emotionally intelligent than women. This is why I believe men are more emotionally intelligent than women. Because men understand emotions. Men understand emotion. This is why men rather be logical than emotional. Because here's the thing, men understand men. So, emotion is that it is uncontrollable at times, right? I've said this before, okay? So, my ex, I had an ex that we both were toxic, right? We both get angry at each other. We both were screaming at each other, right? Letting go of emotions. But here's the thing where, because, and you know, like she let go of her emotion where she threw a book bag with a computer, with a laptop in it, threw it at me. Then she threw it at me. And because of that, I let go of my emotion as well. Right? I let go of my emotion and I got angry. I got blind angry. Blind angry. I was so blind angry that the apartment I was renting, I bust down that door. I bust down that fucking door because I was blind rage. I had blind rage. And that came me to realize that I did not want that, right? Because here's the thing where even women should know, emotions are fucking hard to control. Being emotional, letting go of your emotion is fucking dangerous. It's hard. It is very hard to control. And that person of me, right? That version of me, I did not like that. I did not like that version of me because that was a version of me that was uncontrollable or that was very off-kiltered, okay? Red Door, what's up, my sister? So why men, right, are more logical than emotional? Because men, in my honest opinion, are good men. So they know that being emotional is not a good thing. Because if you cross that line, right, where you're emotional, you let out your emotions, you're free with your emotions. It comes with, right, the propensity of strength, of a man's strength. Now, she, right, she used violence as well. But because she's a woman, it doesn't necessarily show. But for a man to show that level of anger, that level of high emotion, it's not a good thing. So, why men are more emotionally intelligent? Because men know that you should not willy-nilly be emotional. You should not willy-nilly be emotional because it's not good for you. It's not good. Men rather be logical, right? Men rather be logical because then you know how to go about shit. You know how to go about the world. Do not be like fucking women. That's the thing. That's logical. Women are not emotionally intelligent. So they can let go of their emotions, let go of their anger, of their depression, of their sadness, right? But men know better. That's my thing where I think men are more emotionally intelligent because men know that you should not go buck wild with your emotions.
Boys are taught that they are entitled to what they want, that they are going to grow up to have supreme power, especially white men.
No fucking man is taught he's going to have supreme power. No man is taught he's going to have supreme power. You know, the homeless population is made up of men. The homeless population is made up of men. The self-deletion, right, population, self-deletion population is made up of men. So the people at the bottom, right? The people at the bottom of the totem pole are men. No man is taught you are going to rule the world, right? So fucking stupid. Propaganda
And so
shit.
they're little boys, and they see the world reflecting back to them. You're the boss, you're in charge, you are more important, you are superior. But then who controls that little boy's life? His mama. And so this little boy is getting so many mixed messages. I'm supposed to lead and be in charge and have all this entitlement and power. And this woman, because most fathers are not super in the picture, and when they are, they're kind of emotionally abusive or completely passive, which is sometimes another form of emotional abuse. They see this woman controlling their lives, and they cannot be with it because it doesn't make sense to the.
Who's teaching these young boys otherwise? Mothers are not teaching these boys, right? Mothers are not teaching these boys, right, to be leaders, right, to do their shit. And let's say this, in the household run by a woman, at school, who runs the classroom? Women. So what the fuck are you talking about? Here's a feminist spouting her own, she's projecting her stupid feminist propaganda. No one is teaching these young boys that shit, right? Who's teaching these young boys you're going to rule the world or you're going to be a leader of the family? No. Who's teaching these young boys that? She said it out her mouth. Fathers are not in the family, right? So it's at home, it's a woman. In the classroom, it's a woman. So her fucking feminist propaganda doesn't fucking make sense.
The conditioning that they're under. And to compound that, under this white supremacist patriarchal culture, men have no real power. They don't really have power. They have external power. They have power over, but they don't have power within. They really lose their sense of power. And the thing that has the most power over them winds up being the fact that they want women to like them. Now, they also dress for the male gaze and do things to impress other men, but really at the end of the day, most men understand.
Did you just fucking say men dress for the male gaze? What the fuck does that mean? Did you just say that men dress for the male gaze? I'm fucking wearing a t-shirt. What the hell does that mean? Are you saying that men wear tank tops or fucking bras? Men dress for the male gaze? What the fuck is that feminist propaganda? What the hell does that mean?
That the thing that controls what they do, what they say, what they think is,
you know, Red Door, that's probably why you watch male content, right?
the desire for women to find them attractive and to want them, because that is what they are basing their worth on. And it doesn't work because they are not familiar enough with feminine energy, because remember, they've repressed it in themselves, that women don't like them because they're not heart-centered and their hearts are closed off and they're not expressive and they're not honest and they're not being real. And women, the feminine, really wants truth. The feminine wants to be fucked to God. She wants...
You know why this is stupid, right? This is stupid because studies have shown, right? Studies have shown that men are less aggressive, less domineering. Men are more in touch with their emotions more than ever before. So this shit is stupid, right?
This deep authenticity, because with authenticity comes safety. Because if I don't know your moves or what you're really thinking under the surface of what you're saying to me, that's danger, right? It's like dark water, right? Like, it can't see through it. So there's danger. So in order to feel safe, this woman needs you to be authentic and be heart-centered. And men often cannot do it because of the way that they've been conditioned. So if you've made it this far and you're a man, congratulations, you must really be invested in this. And my advice to you is to do your work. Integrate your feminine. Where are the places that you want to express? Where are you holding yourself back from your own self-expression for fear of what people are going to think about you or say about you? Because that thing is what is holding you back in relationships and in love and from the feminine. The reason some men hate women is...
I think it's stupid, right? I mean, this is the problem where I find it really problematic that women want men to be women, right? Controversial opinion, right? Controversial opinion. I've been wondering, why are so many men turning into trans women. Why? Why is it such a big thing now? Right? I think it's feminism plot, right? I think it's feminism propaganda, feminism plot, where they're trying to turn men into women. I think that's the plot, right? So I think this shit is stupid, right? I think men are evolving, okay? I think men are evolving. I think men are adapting. I think men are improving. But it's not because they're trying to turn into women, right? They're not trying to be like into their feminine, right? It's like I think men are being smarter. That's my thing. I think men are becoming smarter. Men are waking up from reality. I think men are taking the pill, right? They're taking the red pill.
Men want to date the girl that other men find the most attractive, not the woman that they personally find the most attractive. And this is why plus size dating is so hard. It's almost like making a statement like, this is how well I'm doing in life. I pulled this baddie. Yeah, if the girl is attractive by societal norms, of course he's gonna look at her and think she's attractive. But he might have other preferences. When you are a bigger girl, you will see that men do have other preferences, and attraction is actually never the issue because we can pool. We do pool, we will pool, but getting the commitment is always just gonna be a little bit harder. And I think that is okay to admit. I think it's hard as a woman because we operate so differently than men. Our brains are literally wired differently. I mean, it is an ongoing running joke with all women that like, if you start talking to a guy and you're showing your friends a picture of him, you're like, wait, no, I swear he's better in person. Like, let me find a better photo. Or that you can't be best friends unless you have completely opposite types. Any man I've ever really been down bad about, a lot of my friends are like, Jordan, come on. We as women don't really value what other women think of our men. I more so want to impress other women with my outfit choice. I'm not saying that while dating as a plus size woman, you're never gonna find anyone who wants to commit to you, who doesn't think you're beautiful. Like, you are someone's type, absolutely, and you will find that. But I think it's okay to come to terms with that. Like, you're gonna have a little bit of a different journey. It's gonna be a little bit harder, and you're gonna
Exactly. Yo, Alvi, exactly. I just recently learned this, right? Men are changing, okay? Men are losing testosterone. So each generation, men are losing testosterone. So it's making men less aggressive, less, less combative, so men are changing. And she is projecting, right?
have to really sift through a lot
100%. I believe it's an agenda, right? I believe it's feminism propaganda. Feminism trying to take over.
of interesting situations to get there. Anytime I post a video like this, people are like, wow, like I have not seen anyone talk about this. Like I always thought I was like a little cuckoo. I think it's great to normalize it, talk about it and be like, yeah, like our society sucks. Honestly, do half of these men even realize that they're doing that on purpose? Probably not. Like probably not. Men want to date the girl that other men find the most attractive, not the one.
This is stupid, right? This is stupid. I find it really ridiculous that men want to date the girl that other men find attractive. No, they fucking don't. It's like, I find it really stupid. It's like, men are not out here because at the end of the day, it's his prerogative. It's his, he is fine. He cares what he cares about. Because let's say this, right? If other men find this woman attractive, right? Whoever he dates, but then he doesn't like it. Now what? It means nothing. I find it like, even if the people around him find it attractive, so what? It's like, at the end of the day, I believe that a lot of women want to project. Because here's the thing, right? Are women going for men they don't find attractive, right? Are women going for men that all women don't find attractive, or a majority of women don't find attractive? I don't really think so, right? So I don't really think that that's, and I do agree that we can follow the herd in the sense that, validation is the thing. But here's the insanity, that it's kind of hard that by dating statistics, it has shown that most men find most women attractive. So in this scenario, it doesn't necessarily make sense, because most men do find most women attractive. But the problem is she's projecting that she's a plus size woman, right? She's a plus size woman. So most men are not dating her, right? Most men are not dating her because, oh, other men don't find her attractive. So she's projecting it. So she's trying to change the narrative, right? Because she's a plus size woman, i.e. a fat woman, she's trying to change the narrative. Oh, men are not dating me because other men don't find me attractive. So you don't want me because you want to seek validation from other men. Not because you're fat, right? Not because you're fat. Makes sense. This is the thing where it's typical projection, right? You are a plus size woman and you're blaming men for your difficulties in dating. Because here's the problem, right? I've said this before. Whether you're fat, skinny, old, young, pretty, ugly, you always have options for men. You always have options. Always. So why aren't you getting the men you want? Or why aren't you getting men? The problem is you're not getting the ones that you want. That's the problem. That is the problem with a lot of women. You're not getting the men you want. You can get men. There will be plenty of men that will want you. The problem is that you don't want those men. Okay? So you want the men that you want, but you want to change those men. So you're projecting that, oh, these men that I want won't date me because other men don't find me attractive. It's just classic projection. A 210. I mean, to me, honest is like, for me, I find it like any woman that's wider than me, right? Wider than me on any size, right? If I feel small next to her, then I'm out, right? Then I'm good, right? I like to be a man and you feel smaller than her, there's got to be something wrong. So that's my limit, right? If I feel smaller around you, there's something wrong.
I know a lot of men are like, I want women to approach me. Listen, I have never met a single woman who approaches men that is normal. Never met it. Mm-mm. Literally every single girl I know that like hits on men is nuts. And not the good kind of nuts. The kind of nuts where it's like, she'll get with you and your dad. I know a lot of men are like,
I think Whiskey's okay, right? The guy, he comes and goes, right? Whiskey is on and off. I mean, I hope he's okay, but he comes and goes. This is a thing where I find it funny with women. Okay, so women that approach, there's something wrong with them, right? But you want men to approach. I find this really an idiotic take.
I want women to approach me. Listen, I have never met a single woman who approaches men that is normal. Never met it. Mm-mm. Literally every single girl I know that like hits on men is nuts. And not the good kind of nuts. The kind of nuts where it's like, she'll get with you and your dad. I know a lot of...
I guess. In my honest opinion, right? In my honest opinion, I always think that women should be the ones approaching. I think we need to change the dating market because here's the problem with how it is. The men that are approaching, women don't want, right? The men that are approaching, women don't want. So now what, right? Because you're hearing this more and more. Women are saying, why aren't men approaching, right? But the ones that do approach, women don't want them. So you might as well approach the men that you want. I've supported this where I think men should stop approaching. I'm glad that less and less men are approaching. I'm glad that less and less men are approaching because honestly, the old ways of dating, right, of courting, women have destroyed it. It's out the window. So we should completely change it up. Women should be the ones approaching because at least then, right? At least then we know who women want. At least then we know who women want. So I'm all for it. I'm so happy so happy that less and less men are approaching. And I think this is right. The tide will be turning where women have to approach. I think so. Yeah, exactly. Yo, even as I said, I think women need to get used to rejection. Women need to get used to the new status quo that they have created.
Guys are so lucky. You guys do not understand. So I'm 25, right? I'm sitting here and I'm having to build a fucking roster. I'm having to sit here and go out and do things I don't want to do. I don't want a roster. I don't want to go out and date. I don't like this hookup culture. I don't like any of it. But I feel like I don't have a choice. Men, you guys just get to sit there and you guys can go wait until you're in your 30s, you're almost 40, and you can just go get with a girl that's in her fucking 20s and live a normal life. Girls don't have that luxury. I'm now sitting here at 25 having to figure out how the fuck to get back in these fucking streets so I can figure out, so 10 years down the line, I'm not sitting there single still with my daughter being an only child. Like, I want to have a family. I want to have kids. I want to be happy. Like, I want all of these things. But people don't want that nowadays, it feels. It feels like no matter, it's like, what is this dating stuff? What is Hinge? What is Tinder? What is all of this? Like, it's disgusting. Like, my friends helped me make a Hinge and a Tinder, and it's like, I hated it. I hate it. I ended up deleting my Hinge, and I'm getting ready to delete the Tinder because it's just like I don't want to talk to anybody on there. Like, I don't want to do any of this. Like I'm just sitting there like a magazine going through like clothing. That's what it feels like. And it's like, I don't want that. And I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be a part of that at all. Guys are so lucky. You guys do.
We are getting, right? Like, she's 25 and already crashing out. She is suffering from the feminism fallout. Here's a woman that's suffering from the feminist fallout. She's 25. She doesn't know what dating was like, right? She doesn't know what dating was like. She's 25. So what the fuck are you talking about? This is your generation, right? This is your generation. You don't know what dating is like. So what you're doing is, that's what dating is like. But you're getting the single women crash out.
Do not understand. So I'm 25, right? I'm sitting here and I'm having to build a fucking roster. I'm having to sit here and go out.
Oh, I feel so sad for you. You gotta build a roster? Yeah, I'm so sad for you to build a roster. Oh, poor you. Crash out.
And do things I don't want to do. I don't want a roster. I don't want to go out and date. I don't like this hookup culture. I don't like any of it. But I feel like I don't have a choice. Men, you guys just get to sit there and you guys can go wait until you're in your 30s, you're almost 40, and you can just go get with a girl that's in her fucking 20s.
That's how delusional she is. You think men in their 40s can just easily get women? Especially women in their 20s? If he can get a woman in her 20s, he has to be something, right? He has to be something, right? He has to make himself someone. He has to have stability. He has to have money to even do shit like that. And here's the thing. He has to go up to women and get, he has to create options. You, as a woman, have options come to you. And yet you are crying about it. You're literally crying about it. Absolutely ridiculous.
And live a normal life. Girls don't have that luxury. I'm now sitting here at 25 having to figure out how the fuck to get back in these fucking streets so I can figure out, so 10 years down the line, I'm not sitting there single still with my daughter being an only child. Like, I want to have a family. I want to have kids. I want to be happy.
Well, guess what? Guess who you have to blame? Feminism. Guess who you had to blame? Feminism. So, I mean, this is the problem, right? Before feminism, your father, right? You go from your father's house to your husband's house. That's how it was. Okay? They helped you out. Men court women, right? Men court women. Fathers help pick your partner, right? Proper men courted women, but escorted ladies, right? No back to the streets, roster shit, none of that shit. But again, what changed? Feminism, right? Feminism wanted to change that shit. So I'm sorry. Who do you blame? Feminism.
Like, I want all of these things, but people don't want that nowadays. It feels like no matter, it's like, what is this dating stuff? What is Hinge? What is Tinder? What is all of this? Like, it's disgusting. Like, my friends helped me make a Hinge and a Tinder, and it's like, I hated it. I hate it. I ended up deleting my Hinge, and I'm getting ready to delete the Tinder because it's just like I don't want to talk to anybody on there. Like, I don't want to do any of this. Like I'm just sitting there like a magazine going through like clothing. That's what it feels like. And it's like, I don't want that. And I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be a part of that at all. Guys are so lucky. You guys do not.
Yabba dabba do. Yeah, these women are crazy. But again, we are going to see more like this, right? We are going to see more of this, of the single women crash out. Because I'm sorry, you are suffering from feminism. The results and consequences of feminism right here. All right? We're going to see more of this.